Hold up, hold up, hold up. It's that boy Changeofplanz. Don't give a damn. He cooler than a fan. Walking real tall. Some say he's a man.
Speaking of Boston Richey, bro, and you brought it up, I'm just going ahead and say it. Have you seen the paperwork?
Man, I'm gonna keep it gangster. This how I feel about that shit. I ain't been in jail and shit. But like, man, I ain't never, like, I don't really know about no paperwork type shit, so like, I wouldn't even give a fuck. Me.
So, allegedly, Future and Boston Richey are not going on tour because of the paperwork that surfaced. Okay?
For real?
Yeah, and 1090 Jake, he a Florida guy, and he breaks down artists who snitched, artists who had paperwork.
That's the white boy?
Yeah. So, Boston Richey has paperwork. And if you're a street guy with paperwork, that's going to hurt your credibility and other guys want to be around you. Now, if for you to say I wouldn't care.
That's because I ain't no street nigga. Like, I'm gonna keep it gangster. I have did shit. People don't know that shit, so it's like, why should I run with that shit? I just be like, fuck it. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? People don't know me for this shit that I was doing when I was little and shit, so I ain't finna try to stick to that shit.
But Boston Richey is a quote-unquote street rapper from Florida who bought it, and now you got paperwork.
That's something he got to deal with, like, shit. That's what I'm saying, I really don't know how that go. But like, I ain't gonna lie. I went to jail in fucking July and some shit like that. They try to say I read it. I ain't even say nothing. Cause everybody who's saying I read it supposed to be street, they so-called street niggas. I ain't say nothing. Now everybody come telling me I'm sorry. You know why they saying sorry? Cause it was never no fucking paperwork. That's why I ain't never try to explain myself or nothing. I let that shit be. If you a street nigga, you shouldn't even say I read it, because you would have knew from the jump if I would have read it. If I would have read it, I would have had to testify against you in court, all that shit. So, yeah, when you went to court, ain't nobody testify. Ain't no fucking affidavits or nothing. So, now they saying sorry. Now they trying to come back and fuck with a nigga. Nah, that's over with, man. Because they down there finna fuck my name up on some shit. And then it was on some little shit. Some little shit. We got pulled over in the fucking Sprinter van with some weed and some rods in fucking Mississippi. They don't give a fuck about that. Then it was like, it was some shit called the motherfucking Creek Day. It's like the biggest show they throw in Mississippi. So it really was a setup. It was a roadblock. They was looking for us. They know the rapper gonna have straps and weed on the motherfucking Sprinter van. We got pulled over. Ain't nobody take that lick. We all went to jail. But we all went home the same day. We bonded out. We all went to court. We all was found guilty. But not for the gun charges, just for the weed. But they said I hadn't read it on the nigga with the guns and shit. I'm like, damn, if I would've read it on you with the guns, you would've went to jail. You ain't go to jail. When you went to court, you ain't go to jail for that shit. Like, nobody went to jail, so how I read it. But I ain't even explain it to him. I just like, fuck it. If you think I read it, fuck it. And I'm still waiting on paperwork. I'm still waiting on me to whatever they say a nigga sign, whatever you. And then look, this is another thing I did. So bam, this what really made me mad. Cause I hadn't went to jail for other shit, but I ain't never went that far in court for some shit. So bam, they had went to court first. They hit them with some shit like, yeah, your buddy told us, woo, regular court shit. Your buddy told us that you had this and this and that. He ain't never said nothing. He just said your buddy's ready. So basically, after court, they took that shit and ran with it, man. They said y'all ready. So bam, we get to court next week. They tell us your buddies told us that we had the shit. So I just stopped the whole court. I'm like, all right, no, I ain't stopped it, but like I let them go through with it. But after the court, I made them give me the affidavits. Guess who the affidavit was on? The fucking police. So that's why but these niggas way more, them niggas really doing shit for real in the streets. So I'm like, damn, why you ain't take the time to get the affidavits and see if a nigga really did that shit? You know what I'm saying? I took the time to really see if you really read it on a nigga. And I got the paperwork. Ain't nobody read on nobody. And y'all done already went said that shit on the streets. Y'all got everybody thinking the nigga read the whole time. Nigga never said nothing. Now they coming back and say sorry. But then I ain't gonna lie. One of my close partners, he came back and fucked with a nigga early. Like he wasn't on no bullshit. He came back and showed love and shit like that. He ain't had no bad blood on a nigga. It just was a misunderstanding. But at the end of the day, he a nigga just like me. He really ain't understand what was going on. He just heard a nigga say somebody read it. You know what I'm saying? And he just thought that's what happened. But when I told him, when I put him on game, he understood. Because I had to show him, like, man, ain't nobody read. Look, these affidavits about the fucking police. I don't know. I really still don't even know how that shit go. But I know for a fact, ain't none of my partners read. Ain't nobody on that bus read. Ain't nobody take the blame for nothing. We all got a little fucking weed charge for like 2 grams. Let's take that shit and roll with it. Pay all their fines and go ahead and go home. We ain't trying to go back to that city anyway. Fuck it.
But dog, you know, like